Welcome. This is Charlie from Common Sense News with a new video reviewing the word racism and what it actually means, not how the progressives misuse it. You would think this would not need to be discussed, but the progressives have taken this word to new levels of misinformation on purpose for political and ideological gains in communities where the lemmings follow without question. So let us get started. Racism as a concept is clear and represents discrimination based on one's race. So, what is race? According to the dictionary, it is a group of people identified as distinct from other groups because of supposed physical or genetic traits shared by the group. This seems quite clear to me, but not so for the left. The word racism is overused by progressives and attached to anything they promote. They do it for a few reasons that have paid off big in the past and still pay off today, although people are beginning to catch on. Everything is not racist, as the left would want you to believe. So, when the word comes up, evaluate the intent. You know, like shutting down debate by calling someone a racist while misusing the word, of course. One of the biggest misuses of the word is in policy. And this is where the progressives excel by providing misinformation that is promoted by our enemy within the mainstream media. The policies progressives want to push use the word racism to get away with murder, as I will call it. For example, border enforcement is racist. Really, this is law and has nothing to do with race, but the lemmings follow their Pied Piper and believe the lies. The word is also used to refer to voter ID laws. Now, this is the biggest abuse of the word that I can think of. Every country in the world has voter ID, yet the progressives sell this as racist. Racist, it is not. This is all about election fraud that the Democrats are so good at. This line of reasoning is total BS in today's world of technology. Now, the next abuse of the word comes in law and order policies, and it is laughable how this is presented to the public. Example: if 90% of the crime in a given area is committed by blacks or Asians or other brown-skinned populations, why would the police focus on 100% of the population rather than on what the data tells you? Data is not racist, and this is not racism at all, but doing your duty by the facts, not by racism. The bottom line is that data has no intent. It only provides an analysis of the situation. But the progressives take advantage to spin everything as racist, and their lemmings follow them in earnest. Of course, the progressives use culture, religion, and ideology and associate them with racism, even when they aren't. The left uses racism for every argument, and it is on purpose because they know the truth. But that doesn't matter. It is all about power. Standards for schools, fitness testing, and merit-based hiring are racist to the left. Why? Because our inner city schools are failing in a significant way, and the students cannot pass basic tests in any form. So instead of cleaning up our schools, what does the left do? They call the tests racist and lower the requirements, which brings everyone down. I hate this ideology, which is basically socialism, where everyone is the same, and we know that is not true. Why in the heck doesn't the left bring people up as a process instead of tearing them down? Equal standards are not racist, as the left would like you to believe. Outcomes are not racist. They are a function of our schools and work situations. Our institutions are not failing as they would want you to believe. Racism is not the problem. Marxist socialism is the issue. Moral coercion is something the left always uses in almost every situation, making you feel bad or obligated based on racism, even when it is not what you feel. If you are silent, you are racist. If you refuse to march and protest, you are racist for your personal choice. Don't stray from your choice because the left tries to put you on a guilt trip. This tactic works too much for our own good. What happens when the word racism is overused? This is like the boy who cried wolf, if any of you are old enough to recall this fable. The left has used this word for everything, and now people are not falling in line because of the overuse. Debates are shut down when the word is misused, and at times there are harmful consequences. To summarize, racism is real, as we all know, but when everything is labeled as racism, we end up losing sight of the real situations. And the people it hurts are those experiencing real racism. That is not right, but the progressives don't care. It is all about power. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this short video. Let me end with be informed, stay informed, and stand up for our Constitution and common sense. Signing off, Charlie.